Jeffrey complains that his friends are bad for his self-improvement. He starts looking at the Instagram memes of becoming the lone wolf, and so Jeffrey gets lonely. But what he doesn't realize is now his social skills are deteriorating. Jeffrey gets worse on his self-improvement journey. Adonis values his tribe. He spends quality time growing with his brothers. He doesn't feel bad about spending time with his friends. That's the time that Adonis is most grateful for. This question is bullshit because improving your social and your sexual life is a part of self-improvement. That's productive. All of the big YouTubers start spurging out about this. So we need a new definition of productivity. So productivity officially now is making progress to your goals. Now, most people do self-improvement wrong, and so they think certain acts like spending time with friends or family isn't productive. Bullshit. Because how many times have I told you that we're going to do self-improvement the right way? We're going to improve every area of our lives that would give us a benefit. That means that we are going to set goals for our social life. That means that we are going to set goals for our sexual life. Most guys will never admit that, but I will. I want those areas of my life to get better. And so it's bullshit to try to balance self-improvement with friends or with girls, because time spent with friends, time spent dating is self-improvement. You're getting better, you're getting healthier, you're improving your relationship, your connectivity to the society around you. That's self-improvement. The only thing you have to watch out for is to not overindulge in instant gratification activities when you are spending time with friends or with girls. And that's exactly what we're going to learn here. If you like this video so far, leave me a like, please. I latch onto people quick. When I was younger, I'd accept any friend. If you want to be my friend, but 100%, let's be best friends. Any girls that were interested in me, yeah, 100%, I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you, bitch. And this need for acceptance and for love and for friends meant that I became close to people who didn't have anywhere near the same goals as me. Now that's sometimes okay. You can spend time with people who don't have the same goals with you, but if you become close with those people who don't have any like similar goals to you, you'll automatically become more like them, which is probably something you don't want. And so for me, there's always been this split of wanting to progress, but also wanting to spend time with friends and with girls. But then the time spent with friends and girls almost automatically pushes me away from my own goals. So my time spent with friends and with girls was taking drugs, going to parties, staying up till f***ing 9 a.m, 10 a.m. F***ing hell, bro. Whew. Like, okay, so in the UK, we go to clubs and the clubs close at 3 a.m. Then the crackheads at 3 a.m. walk around outside the club trying to find what's called afters, which is like an after party. It's not like what you think a party is. It's just, you go to some crackhead's house, one of the students, like we're all crackheads here. It's just dirty as f***. And we're all just kind of sat there in our coats, just like awkwardly sat on the couch. And someone's like, oh yeah, should we get kept? Are you calling the dealer? Will you get me a gram of coke? So you withdraw 50 quid out of your bank account. You get cocaine, you get ketamine, like horse tranquilizer, bro. This was my social life and my sexual life for a while. And of course, this is what we want to avoid. And so I'm in these parties. This is like the type of party that you dead ass get your dick sucked for like a key of MD. Like these skitty, like, you know, they're skitty girls obviously because I know what they're like, but you wouldn't. Like, we're almost going sidetracked, but I think this is kind of like an interesting point. Like, you would not know the type of girls who would come into this place who are like dead ass sucking my dick for about £2.50 worth of MD. You'll go out with her, she will be your girlfriend in the future. You'll marry a bitch like that, bro. You would not know the type of, like, you would think that they were full on, like, you know, obvious. It wasn't, bro. You would never even know the type of shit that your girl has done, man. Just keep that in mind. So all of this was my social life and my sexual life. And now it's very, very different, and it's very high quality. My social and my sexual life is a complement to my self-improvement. That's like so amazing. Like the friends I have right now are guys who I do delayed gratification activities with. I go on hikes with them, I train with them, I exercise with them, I go to kickboxing with them. That's like the awesome like way to integrate friends with improving yourself. Now the girl that I'm dating right now, me and her, we go on a lot of adventures. We do like a lot of like peaceful stuff together. We go to the park, we read, we like sit around, we even meditate together. We've went on a lot of trips already. And she has almost like taken the role of like my unofficial cameraman when we go out, which has been like incredibly helpful for my business. So there's two like practical pieces of advice I can give you that you can start implementing immediately. And one is a mindset. The mindset is to always think of delayed gratification activities that you can do with your friends. And there's so many that you can do, but you're currently not doing. Gym and working out, like taking gymnastic rings outside is one that I've always suggested. Like the amount of guys that you can message right now and you could say, yo, do you want to hit an outdoor workout tomorrow? The amount of guys that would be so happy if you said that. Now COVID was the perfect, I know everyone's spazzing out over COVID, like, oh, you can't make friends over COVID. you. I became more popular than ever during COVID. Now, COVID was the time to be messaging guys who went to the gym and asking them to do the outdoor work. But every single guy I messaged was down for it, man, because no one's training right now. Now, okay, gyms are opening back up, but it's the exact same thing. You can message a guy that you've known a couple of years ago and say like, oh, I seen that you're in this gym, or you should come to my gym, whatever. Going on hikes, going on little trips. You can send this invite out to some people and they would be so excited that you've invited them. The one key point of every social skills video I've made is that you have to be the initiator. You have to be the one who initiates contact. You have to be the one who initiates like the invitation for someone to do something. The reason why you're not making friends is because you're a pussy. Because you're waiting for the fun, confident guy to invite you to do something. You be that fun, confident guy. When you take the role of the initiator and you are the fun, confident guy inviting people to do fun stuff, like your social life transforms, and you can dead ass do that today. So I'll give you the autistic level advice, because I know like you young guys appreciate this. Pick something adventurous, something fun. A hike. Okay, there's probably some like hill, some mountain close to you, the hike. Pick the day / the weekend that you're gonna go. You are going to go. You're gonna go no matter what. Then invite 10 people. Tell them we're all gonna go with 10 people to this mountain. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get there, this. 2-3 guys will come with you and you'll have an awesome time. Now the second thing, which we do have to acknowledge, is that generally you are gonna do more instant gratification activities with your friends, but especially with girls. And the mindset, that the practical advice is to reduce the consequences of that instant gratification activity beforehand. There is only preparation. There is no making up for it. I've said this in a video previously, or one of my courses. You cannot make up for a missed workout. That's bullshit. You miss working out today, Wednesday the 11th of August. You will never get Wednesday the 11th of August 2021 ever again. You can only prepare for something. You cannot make up for it afterwards, because making up for it afterwards is like you saying, oh, my future self can deal with it. That makes you a prick. This is why you've got low levels of self-love. This is why you don't like yourself. This is why you've got symptoms of depression. Because your younger self thought about you and he thought, you know what? I'm gonna curse that motherfucker with extra calories. I'm gonna eat the junk food today and make him make up for it. Bullshit. There is no making up for it. You prepare for the instant gratification activity. The most common questions I get from you, Jeffries, is, what about video games, Hamza? What about video games? Can I play, like, spazzing out on me? Like, can I play video games? Now, I think you're a bit of a pussy if you do ask me that question, but I have to acknowledge like how often it's been asked. So this is how I would play video games if I was a Spurg, right? I would not play every day. That's stupid, because if you play every day, the satisfaction, the enjoyment and the pleasure starts to deteriorate and it becomes normal life. And this is what a lot of guys have said to me, like, oh, but Hamza, I've just finished work. Can I not play a couple hours of my video games and eat sweeties? You aren't enjoying it that much. Now, how you would enjoy it if you had like a big marathon session once a week and you hyped up for that. So what we're doing right now, we're gonna make sure that the consequences of this big session are lowered, but also the pleasure is maximized. So maybe once per week on Saturdays, for example, you'll play all night. You'll play 6 hours, 8 hours straight. That's a lot better than playing for one hour, which you f***ing video gamers always say, like, oh, I only play for... Shut the f*** up, bro. No one plays video games for an hour. Like, don't bullshit me, bro. 1 hour, f*** off. I play video games for an hour. No, you don't. You play video games for about 2 to 3, but you only want to admit that it's an hour. You're playing for about 14 hours a week anyway. Now, if you say to yourself, okay, and full on, like as long as you want session on Saturday, like a new quest has just come out on RuneScape, or you want to go just drop some kids on League and get to like Diamond 5 or some bullshit. That's what you're going to hype yourself up for. You're going to tell everyone, they're all going to be hyped to see you. Because when you're playing with friends and you play video games with them every single day, eventually you aren't even special. Like, you're just the f***ing loser who's online all the time. No one thinks like, oh my god, Hamza's online, like, finally. No, they would feel more excited to speak to you, and you would feel more excited to speak to them. Like, they would like you more if you were there less. And so when you stop playing video games every day, you become more scarce, like more valuable in this little video gamers group. And then when you do show up after a week of not playing and you're ready to have a big session, you'll literally hear how different everyone is towards you. They'll be hyped to see you and to speak to you. Then we're gonna over delay gratification to prepare for this type of like instant gratification night that you're gonna have. So whether it's the big video game session or whether it's like a night with your girlfriend and you're gonna like eat some unhealthy stuff, maybe you're gonna watch a movie or something. We're gonna over delay gratification beforehand. Remember, we're only gonna prepare. We're not going to make up afterwards. So, for example, have an ultra clean diet beforehand, because when you're going to play video games, you're going to eat some like fucking video gamer food, which is like made for 5-year-old kids. This way you can guilt-free enjoy some more snacks when you like spend time with your friends or your girl. You'll do maybe a little bit more work the day before because you know that on Saturday you're going to play video games all day. Maybe you'll finish work on Friday and you'll do a little bit more than you normally would. You'll make sure that, you know, Saturday you don't need to check your emails, you don't need to like do some random task. Now let's talk about with girls and dating and meeting up for laying pipe. Now it's very easy to over-consume drugs and just instant gratification in general when you're mixing with girls. Now, sexist, yeah, whatever you want to say, but most girls aren't on self-improvement. Most girls are a lot more... It's hard to explain. Let me explain my experience over the last year, right? I moved back home, I'm on my self-improvement grind and stuff, and so automatically I'm not spending time with guys I would consider at Jeffries, guys who play video games, because they're nothing like me, right? So I'm not going to spend time with them because I'm not going to be friends with some guy I've got nothing in common with, I don't want to be friends with, right? So essentially in my life, there's no Jeffries, but there is the female version of Jeffries entering in my life when, for example, I'm hopping on Tinder and I'm matching with these girls, because my criteria to sleep with a girl or to go on a date with a girl is not like she has to be on self-improvement. Now potentially like for a relationship it would potentially be that, but for like over the last year to like just meet a girl to go on a date, I wouldn't think, okay, this bitch needs to meditate or she needs to go to the gym. It's just like, would I sleep with her? Which yes, of course I would. Essentially then girls would enter my life, and this would probably happen to you, where these are the type of girls who, if they were male, you would think that they were a loser. Now, just because they're female, and we've got this sexist world where we kind of like overvalue female beauty. You know, oh my god, she's a woman, like we're gonna spend time with her, she's so awesome, but she's not. She can't even do a pull-up, bro. She goes on social media for 4 hours a day, she watches Netflix, she eats low quality food. Like, what the like that's a loser. That's a Jeffrey. That's a Jess right there. And so I've experienced this myself over the last year. You have to kind of set those standards and that criteria for even girls in your life to fit with your new delayed gratification self-improvement journey. And even then, those girls that are somewhat on self-improvement, they're not going to work as hard as you. Again, you can call it a sexist, whatever, but it's quite frankly, it is the truth. The guy who's on self-improvement is going to work out 5 to 6 times a week. He's going to be eating clean. He's not going to watch Netflix or YouTube. A girl who's on self-improvement is more like she gets into crystals and manifestation and she watches, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, she goes to the gym a couple, it's not the same, do you know what I mean? Again, specifically, one of the autistic level piece of advice I can give you is that you can't spend more than a couple of days per week with a girl. If you spend more than a couple of days per week honestly, with a girl or with most guys, let's just be honest, it's not so much the girl or the guy. Now that I say it's not so much based on gender, it's just based on people being closer to Jeffrey than they are to Adonis, or closer to just being a loser. You can't spend more than 1 to 2 days per week with people who are losers or like slightly losers. And most people, overwhelming most people, are slightly losers. Like I'd say pretty much almost everyone in my life right now is a slightly loser. It's offensive, you can be annoyed at it, but it's the truth. I would say that I was a loser, then I went slightly loser, and I'd say now I'm officially like not a loser. And so the final point that you need to know is that you just have to have quite a lot of alone time. There is a video that I've been recommended to do a bunch of times, and the video title that people have been saying is how to be okay being alone. Perhaps I will make the video, but I'll give you the answer to that straight away. That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. Like that's a myth. You aren't supposed to be okay whilst being alone. Now I can give you advice, and for the video I will, you know, think of things, but you aren't supposed to feel okay whilst being alone, because we are like tribal creatures. Now the issue is that most of the people in our tribe are weak, so you need to choose stay around the weak tribe that essentially, like in this tribal analogy, would get you killed, because the weak tribe will just dies in general. And in the real life sense, this means that if you stay around essentially the weak loser people who aren't on self-improvement, who aren't working hard, you will be more like them. Enjoy that if you want. Spend a couple of days with these people max. If you can get the tribe of high value men, the type of like tribe which would survive, thrive, those are the type of people you want to be around almost every single day. You probably can't be next to them right now, because those people aren't attracted to you right now. Like those people, like they won't even look at you and acknowledge your existence right now, because you're nothing like them. Because if you're watching my videos, let's be honest, you're not like that far ahead into your self-improvement journey. The people who are attracted to you right now are these people that you generally wouldn't want to spend a lot of time with. A lot of this video sounds a bit offensive, but I do think that this is just kind of a raw, like a very raw fact that you know it's the truth. Everyone knows it's the truth. Even the people in this group that I'm insulting know it's the truth, that they aren't like high value people. They know that they're somewhat like doing like bad behaviors of drinking a lot and like, do you know what I mean? And so just recently I had my first little like meetup with someone from the online space. I didn't tell my mom I met this guy from the internet, otherwise she'd get scared. But this guy I coached, and he's a good friend of mine. We were talking about friends, and he was saying, like, he was telling me about his like friend group, and he was saying like, you know, all they do is kind of meet up to drink. And I told him like, bro, those aren't friends. Those are just instant gratification buddies. And so instant gratification buddies, you might think that I'd say, you know, keep away from them. No, they're actually pretty valuable, because those are the people you can go to forget about self-improvement. Now, of course, that's almost a negative thing. You don't want to forget about self-improvement. Maybe every now and then you do. That's why you should keep like those buddies, those IG buddies around, because every now and then you do want to shut off your brain. Every now and then, sometimes it's like, it is fun to go out and just get drunk with a bunch of like guys who aren't going to talk about push-ups or anything. And these guys are usually more sort of like fun and sort of like laughing inducing than the type of guys that you'll meet on self-improvements. So that's kind of the split right there. IG buddies, the people you do instant gratification with, meet them once per week, maybe twice per week, like max. And everyone else, if you truly think that they are like a high value person, you can see them as much as you're getting like a positive like ROI from it. Best case scenario is that you get those delayed gratification friends. Like these like the friends. These are the guys you could start to consider your brothers. You will not consider a guy who you're doing instant gratification with like a brother, like, because you'll feel close to them, you'll laugh at them a lot, and then you'll realize that you were never truly friends with them when you go a couple of years without them. It's the guys that you delay gratification with. Those are generally the guys who you could spend literally all week with, but you probably can't because that guy's busy and you're also busy. And that's the best case scenario. And I've recently met a new guy like this, and his name's Jacob, and we met in kickboxing. He recognized me from like our college or something from a while ago. I went on a hike with him, and one thing impressed me about this guy, you know, I remember saying to him like, oh, maybe we'd get a drink sometime, and he was like, oh no thanks bro, like I don't drink, I don't like go out to parties or anything. I remember almost at the start of this video I said like, yeah, I'd latch on to people, I'd be like so accepting of people's friendships and stuff. It was so nice to see someone who wouldn't go back on his goals just because there was like a potential friendship to be made. And so I was actually very like interested. I could tell that this is kind of like a high value motherfucker. He's pretty jacked as well. And so me, him, and the other guy that I just mentioned all just went on to a hike, like a big ass mountain, bro. We just climbed that shit. Those are the type of experiences you need in your life, man. That is self-improvement. Those are like the days where I spent the entire day with friends, didn't work on my business, didn't meditate or anything. Like, obviously not, just meditate on top of the mountain, but that was like a day of self-improvement, and it was coupled with friends. That's what I wish for you. Is this a good video, Sam? Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.